Getting your Google Ads target location set up properly is fundamental for a campaign to run properly. I mean, if you're going after the wrong target area, you're going to end up getting leads or customers in places where you don't want them, right? So let's talk about how to set your Google Ads target location, what things to look out for when you're setting it, and just overall like what to do when you're actually setting this up. So when you're in your Google Ads campaign, if you've selected your campaign from the left side here, then all you need to do in this middle bar is click on Settings. Once you get to the Settings location here, the Settings options, if you find Locations, you can click this little down arrow. That's going to expand your selected locations to target. Now, you can add multiple locations to target here, so let's kind of dive into how this is set up. By default, it's going to be set to all countries and territories, which is basically going to be anywhere where people can use Google Ads or see Google Ads. A lot of people will just use the United States and Canada or just the United States. It really depends on where you're at. But typically what I like to do is, if I'm not going to target all of the United States or all of the United States and Canada or all countries and territories, and that's probably 80% of the time when I'm not doing that, I'm going to do enter target location or enter another location here. And then from here, it's going to give you a couple of different options to use some advanced targeting. Now, before we jump into that, there's this one extra drop down here that a lot of people miss. They don't even realize this is here. And this this locations option is quite possibly the biggest thing I see people messing up on when they're setting their target location. So make sure you get this set properly. So there's a couple of options here. By default, it's going to be set to presence or interest. What this means is it's going to show ads to anyone who is in your target area or anyone who shows interest about your target area. So what that means is if the target area is 40 miles around Phoenix, Arizona, and we have presence or interest selected, that means anyone within a 40-mile radius of Phoenix, Arizona will see our ads, as well as anyone who searches for our terms in Phoenix. So like, let's say we're doing auto detailing as an example. So if somebody searches for auto detailing in Phoenix, but they live in California, one state over, 2 states over, it's going to still show the ads, right? So what I've found over the years happens is if you have this selected, it's going to show to people in your area, but also telemarketers who are in California and are searching for auto detailers in Phoenix and then calling them and trying to sell services. So I typically just do presence in, meaning it's only going to show your ads to people who are actually located in your target area, which is like, probably why you selected the target area in the first place. So I don't know why they don't just default to this as the option anyways, but for whatever reason they recommend this, and it tends to just bring in a bunch of people who are searching for services in this area but aren't located in the area, and those people tend to be telemarketers from what I've found. So you switch this over to presence in, meaning whatever locations you put in here, it's only going to show your ads to people who it thinks are regularly in that area based on geo-targeting info. So like their IP address or, maybe they're on Google Maps and it can tell that they're in that area, different things like that. By default, it's already going to have the exclusions set to, it actually has the defaults. I have this wrong on mine. I don't think I'm using any exclusion targeting on this one, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're using exclusion targeting, you probably want to do this as well, where it's presence in. So once you have those two selected, then you can start actually figuring out where you want to target. So I just click this advanced search. This pulls up a little window that just makes it way easier to target. So you can see this radius. It's basically going to target anyone in the Phoenix Valley, which is this huge valley that's totally spread out across miles and miles and miles. But it's all considered the Phoenix metro area, right? So it's like the 5th largest city in the nation. So if we want to target the whole area, if we just put in location and we just did Phoenix, you'll see it's only going to target what's considered the city of Phoenix. So that these are the city limits of Phoenix, Arizona. But then we miss all these other areas all around. So just using the target location is just going to target the actual city. So like, let's say we do Scottsdale as well. Now this can be really useful if you're like, okay, I want to just show my ads to people who are in Scottsdale, Arizona, the city, right? Within the city limits. So say you do trash removal and you only serve people in these city limits. Then you could just use location, put the city in there, and it's only going to show ads to people who are in the city limits. But like I was saying before, maybe you want to actually target the whole of Phoenix. So to do that, you just click over to radius and then start typing in the city. And sometimes you have to keep typing Phoenix, Arizona. And then that's going to choose whatever this is set at. So 20-mile radius. Of course, you can switch this to kilometers. And then you can actually edit this. So I always just set it up and then look at it and then change it from there. So let's say, oh no, that's not big enough. Let's go 30 miles. Okay, well that's still missing Gold Canyon and Santan Valley, which we serve those areas. So let's expand this to 40 miles. Okay, perfect. That looks... Wait a minute. No, we don't want to serve this area out here. So let's scale this back to 30. And then we just want to target this area out here. So what we could do is actually just drop a pin and say, okay, so let's go like right here in the middle of the 79. We want to target that area. And then we want to set a 30-mile radius around that. So now we can target this collection of cities out here, maybe get out into this area as well as this area, but avoid targeting this area by expanding our first pin to 40 miles. So that's sort of the way of finessing things to target whatever area you specifically want to target. And then when you're done, you can just click save, and then based on these preferences, it's just gonna show our ads to people who are in these blue areas or regularly live in these blue areas or regularly in these blue areas, right? And so it can be a combination. We can have this location, so it's targeting all of Scottsdale, even this little part that sticks out past this circle. You know, and then you can just expand this. Now, the thing that I will say is that your targeting location is on a campaign basis. So if we wanted to run a campaign for Phoenix and then maybe a campaign for Scottsdale, we would actually have to set up 2 individual campaigns. This one would target Scottsdale, and then we would have another campaign that targets Phoenix. And since those are targeting people in different areas, they're not going to really be targeting over top of each other, so to speak. So those can have their own independent budgets, and we could technically target Phoenix and Scottsdale, and then have the ads say, you know, we help people in Scottsdale, and then these ads say we help people in Phoenix. So you can break it up individually by campaign, but unfortunately not by ad group. So if you have one campaign that you want to target multiple locations, unfortunately you'll have to split that up into multiple campaigns. But it's not a problem because you're targeting different demographics of people that live in different areas, so they won't be overlapping at all. So that's basically it with setting your location targeting. Once that's set up, you just click save, and then that's going to go ahead and save your location targeting, and you'll just run it and see how it performs from there. So I hope that was helpful. If there's anything you have questions about, don't hesitate to reach out. You can just drop your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there.
Look, if you're the type of person that just doesn't even want to deal with Google Ads anymore, then you can always reach out to me. My company is Missoula SEO Geek. I'll leave a link to my website down below, but we do manage Google Ads for different companies in different industries, and you can come learn about what we do, what makes us unique. You can even read some of the testimonials from some businesses that we've taken from 0 to over $1 million in revenue, like this one here. And really just see that, this is the type of thing that's going to explode your business growth. So feel free to reach out. You can always give us a call or contact us through our website, and we'll look forward to working with you.